Look at all those buffalo. They might be in that log jam though. There we go. Underneath the kayak, baby. That is not a bass. Got him. We're on. Oh my gosh. Bobber gone. Bobber gone. Bobber going. Bobber going. Got him. All right, fam. We are out here on the banks of the dried up lake, the draining lake, whatever we're going to call it these days, because it is very much so dried up for the summer. This is the deepest section on the lake for the most part. There's another section mid-lake where there is a little bit of water, but for the most part, this is where the remaining water is. We have this hole that leads down here to the dam, and you can see it's basically just a hole, just as it was last summer when we had the insane fish kill. All the fish in the lake, for the most part, and on this end, are gonna be right here in this water. And I'm not sure what all really survived from last year, except for the catfish, the bowfin, and the gar, because we caught those all spring long when the water was up, even back over at our house, which was a lot of fun. But I'm figuring it's probably gonna be some more of the same over here, but it could be something different. We might actually get into some bass, some crappie. I have yet to catch either one of those species of fish out here in this lake this year. And I see a gar right there, so there's definitely at least some gar. There's also a bunch of shad out here surfacing, but what I've got in my kayak is I've actually got some minnows. They are here somewhere. I got a bag of minnows. And I've also got a box of night crawlers. And I've got an ice chest with some ice. I've also got a stringer because we're going to be keeping whatever we catch today that is nice and edible, which is most likely gonna be catfish. And yeah, I'm excited to just see what happens. We got this bridge right here. It's 100 degrees out, but we're gonna sit underneath the shade of the bridge. It's also the deepest water within this section, and there's also a bunch of logs that pile up, so it could be good fishing. I really don't know. We caught a lot of fish here last year. And as it appears right now, there's not fish floating and dying just yet. So let's see what happens. Maybe there won't even be a fish kill this year because there's, you know, not as many fish in here left to die, and the fish that are left are more tolerable to these unfavorable conditions. But anyways, I'm ready to get down here. We got to kind of drop the kayak down this rocky ledge, which is going to be kind of tough, but it'll be all right. Let's get in the water and let's see what we can hook up with today. Let's go. Come here, Mr. Kayak. Ugh. This is my my throw and go crescent shoaly. I think I'm gonna let it down from the back, honestly. Probably shouldn't pull it on top of myself. I think I did that once, and I think I learned from my mistake. Oh, don't lose your minnows, Cole. Yeah, this is a lot easier. There's kind of a little step. Oh, perfect. All right. This is what this type of kayak is meant for. Throwing and going, hauling it around over stuff. It's a light kayak. It's the Crescent Shoaly. It weighs like, I don't know, 70 something pounds without a bunch of crap in it. But even with it loaded out, it's not hard to drag around. Look at this. Somebody was using a dyed red shad. Should have brought a cast net. There's shad everywhere. And somebody been acting like me and breaking their stuff. Oh man, we'll get that on the way out. There's all sorts of little red shad out here. They should have just used the net and got these real ones. There's a bunch of shad down here. Okay, what I don't know is how murky this mud is. It's not too bad. Not too nasty. Look at all these little bass. Y'all probably can't see them. There's tons of little baby bass swimming around. There's baby bluegill too. That's cool. I actually haven't caught any bluegill in this lake either, but there's some bluegill right there. We might actually be able to catch a bluegill. Look at them. They're swarming. Look at them. There's fish everywhere right here. They're all babies. These are probably ones that were spawned this year from the remaining adults. A lot of fish. I hope they make it, because that's the future. If they can make it. Like if those fish make it, because we're about 2 years out maybe from them holding more water in this lake. Maybe sooner. The little rumors and words that I'm hearing have been around that 2 year mark from now. 2027. That's what I heard. The completion date is supposed to be 2028, but 2027 sounds not bad because it's almost 2026. I can live with 2027. And if these little bluegill live, they'll be good-sized fish in 2027. So let's cross our fingers. We are in the water and there's bobbers everywhere. I'm gonna get all these bobbers. Man, it's crazy being back over here with the water down like this. It is so low. It was this low last year, but I hadn't been over here under these conditions since then. What the heck? They got some stuff going on underneath this bridge. They got like these little buoys, like a trash catcher or something. Huh, I guess they put that up to catch the logs. That's exactly what they did. Look at all these shad. Holy cow. Holy cow. The water is buzzing with shad. Holy smoke, there's a big old turtle. Anybody under here? No. Holy cow, guys. Shad spawn. What the heck, dude? Do y'all see all the rippleage right there? Those are all shad. No, they're not. Those are, wait. Those are buffalo. Those are baby buffalo. Or carp. Those are not shad. Holy cow. Those are all baby buffalo. I thought those were shad. Look at all those buffalo. That is insane. All those baby buffs. They're on the surface. I don't know what they're eating. They're trying to eat something. Probably some little planktons. That is a bunch of buffalo. And I'm seeing a lot of fish jumping right here. I don't know what they are. I think they're bass. I think they're baby bass. They could be some a little bit bigger, but they look like bass. I'm gonna toss my crappie jig around and see if we can't hook up with one. Got him. Oh my gosh. There's these fish schooling all in these logs right here. And I figured this is what it was. They looked like they were bigger than this. But look at this. Look at this chunky little largemouth. I mean, that thing is built like a tank. That's how these fish in this lake are built, even when they get big. Ate that little crappie jig. I'm just gonna run right through there again. Crappie magnet got smashed just then by the bass. There's another one. Oh my gosh. Look at these bass. Look at these bass. They're growing. I swear, these are probably fish that were spawned this year. Especially with all this available bait in here and, you know, not as much competition from all the other fish that died. I mean, they could eat all these buffalo in there if they want. Oh, here you go. I'm gonna throw over there. I gotta get one of them. I wonder if one of them buffalo will eat this bait. They are on the surface being crazy. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I almost snagged one or if he bit it. I just felt the thump. That's insane. Got one. I think I snagged him. That's okay. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Look at this. I thought those were all shad in there, but those are all buffalo. Looks like big mouth buffalo or black buffalo, probably big mouth. And these are definitely fish that were spawned this year in the springtime. I witnessed a lot of buffalo spawning activity out here. That would be epic fish bait. I might have to get these and use them for some fish bait or something somewhere. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, well, we're kind of drifting around. I need to get situated. Can I catch another little bass? Yes, I can. What is that? Another bass. There are so many bass in here. I was seeing a bunch of these bass a little bit earlier in the year and they were smaller, but they are putting on the ounces. Insane. There he is. What is that? Oh, it's a nice little bass. Look at this. Look at this little bass, guys. That's normally what you'll see this time of year. Traditionally, you'll see some bass. A little bit smaller than this, but it's probably because there's more resource competition. But right now, there's not that much out here. Not as many fish as normal. And there's a lot of bait fish, a lot of little shad, a lot of little bugs in the water, and baby buffalo. Look how big this guy is. He is 8 inches. That is an 8-inch bass. And it probably grew all of that this year. If not, you know, within the last year and a half, but probably since the spring, that's how big he's gotten. So that's kind of exciting. If they can just survive and make it through, you know, this summer and then maybe next summer, I think, you know, in 2027, they might have a little more water out here. They might be done. You know, the project day is set to end on 2028, which is kind of, you know, it's like 2.5 years. But 2027 don't sound too bad if they can just hold enough water. Like this spot here, you know, it holds some water. It can hold some baby bass. Maybe not all of them, but it'll hold some of them. But it'll give this lake a good start. But there is a bunch of buffalo in here. Might be something that has to be addressed also. But there's always been a bunch of buffalo, and they really, I don't think they cause too much of an issue. I mean, those baby buffalo are like perfect little snacks for some juicy bass. I'm kind of worried about throwing my minnows in there. I think they're just gonna get stolen by bass. If these are all bass. Oh gosh, there's another one. My gosh, he almost hit me in the face. There's a little smaller one. But a bass. These are my first bass that I've caught out here in the lake this year. I've caught a few in some creeks that flow into this lake, but not out here on the main lake. So, that's pretty cool. We got some current coming through right now. It's the water being drained off the lake, and these fish are stacked right here next to the bank by these pilings. And I'm just seeing stuff get nuked all throughout these log jams. I'm on. Oh, that's a bigger one. Look at how thick that one is. He's a butterball. He gone. Eating the show enough crappie magnet. It's like perfect imitator for small bait fish. Oh my gosh, I got hammered again. Dude, I'll tell you what we need. We need a fly rod and a little popping bug or something, because these strikes are ferocious. There's one. That's another good one, dude. I mean, considering there ain't no fish in here. I'm treating today kind of as like a survey for what is out here. That's why we got the minnows and the night crawlers and the jigs, just 3 baits that catch a lot of fish. There's some little green herons over here trying to get in on the action, get them some food. I need to drop the bait straight down by these pilings and see if there's a crappie. I heard that there was some crappie in here. I know there's a few crappie left in here. And if I was a crappie, I would be right here. Underneath the shade of this bridge, next to these pilings. I don't know how trashy it is down. Oh my gosh, it's been a bit on the fall. I've been hammered it on the fall. It's probably a minnow little bass. I saw my line just jump and went twink. Drop it straight down again. Will it get down there? Something's got it. Something had it. It's probably just bass. They are nuking one. I can't get it down there. That a fish? Oh my gosh, it's a nice bass. Oh no. That might have been a holdover from last year. It was like a 2-pounder. I grabbed the net because he was kind of snagged up. Dang. He was right next to this piling. Did y'all see that? I should have just boat flipped him. What am I doing? Boat flipping like a man. This spot looks crazy right now. You got this retainer buoy thing. You got all these logs, and then you got all these shad and all this just stuff going on. I got a fish. What? My bait was just in the water. Just barely in the water. Trolling. And he got, oh, look at that bass eating that shad. Look at him, look at him. He's going nuts. These bass are going nuts. Hold on. Watch this. I'm burning it. Got it. I could double up on bass every cast if I had a double rig. This is a little bit smaller one. Still a good little fish. Fun fish. I say he's good. These are small fish. Don't get me wrong. Don't misconstrue my words. These are small bass. These are not big bass. I never said these were big bass. I just said that they were disproportionately sized. They're nice and thick. And there's a million of them. I'm telling you guys, this is the future of this lake. If these fish can survive, we'll have bass to catch. And This spring, whenever I was kind of surveying around when the water was up, I saw bass everywhere that I went, little bass, little babies. And these are those little babies, they're growing. I mean, I saw when they were this big, and now they're, 8 inches long, some of the bigger ones. And there might be bigger ones than that. And that one I had on was a 2-pounder. Those buffalo behind me just got nuked by a bass. There we go. There we go, a little bit bigger one. Just so fat. These are the fattest bass. And y'all saw it earlier. Y'all saw it on our channel. The size of these fish that we used to catch out of this lake. They were all just so stocky, so healthy, so many good sized fish. Like, this was not a place you came to catch things. This is a place where you can come out and catch a lot of numbers and a lot of quality. And it kind of went for every species out here. There's so much structure out here, as y'all can see. So many targets, so many places for these fish to hide, and couple that with the massive amount of bait. It was just a very healthy lake. Regardless of what anybody says, this place was super healthy. Full of fish. You could go out any day that you wanted to, just about, and catch a limit of whatever you wanted to catch. Boom. I'm ready to catch something a little bit bigger. Oh man, they keep coming off. That was like a 10-incher. I'm trying to get my bait down a little bit deeper on these pilings. I have no idea if there's a thermocline or anything in here. I don't think there is. There we go. Gosh, they keep coming off. One of these is going to be a drum or a catfish. Take us for a wild ride. Okay, I'm on the bottom right there. He's in the boat. Another bass underneath this bridge. I want to get to the other side. I guess I'll drag my kayak around if I want to go over there in the future. I'm happy just right here underneath the bridge right now. There's a lot. Oh, these fish are so aggressive. These are the spunkiest largemouth. Oh, there's a big catfish just came up right there. I'm about to drop a night crawler down. I don't think I'm going to drop a minnow down. I think I'm going to drop a night crawler. Are y'all hearing all these fish? I'm sure y'all are. Just this constant just churning. And they're not struggling. Last summer, you were hearing the churn of the fish because they were struggling. They were on the surface, gulping for air, struggling, massively struggling. Look at that one. I mean, if this one was spawned this year, I did not think I was going to catch my first bass out here in this lake at the end of July. And I'm sure I could have came out here sooner and done this. Oh my gosh, that was a giant. I don't know if that was a buffalo or a catfish. I think it was a buffalo. All right, we're threading on this huge night crawler. I got a bigger hook too. That looks tempting. So right now the lake level, it's really low, but it's 2 feet higher right now than the lowest it got last year, if that makes sense. So there's a good bit of water out here, and when it got extremely low, fish were able to still survive somehow. So I'm hoping maybe it doesn't get as low, but hopefully it doesn't get lower than the lowest it got last year. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know where I need to set the slip bobber at. I got it like, how deep is that? I got it like 6 feet. That might be too deep, but let's pull it down just a little bit. Also, I used these slip bobbers in a video like a month ago, and I was kind of ripping on them, but it's because I was an idiot and I didn't read the instructions. They're supposed to be the world's best slip bobber, and I couldn't get the line through it, but you're supposed to remove this little metal deal at the bottom of it and then slide it through and then put the thing back on. Made sense. I felt like a dummy. Oh my gosh, what is that? I think it was a gar, but it looked like a flathead. Okay. Yep, it slipped. Probably get hung up. I'd like to catch a catfish right underneath the kayak. It might be in that log jam though. There we go. Underneath the kayak, baby. That is not a bass. That is definitely what we wanted. First cast. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, it's a good one. No, 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 no. That's a good one. Holy cow. He ate that whole night crawler. Okay, I gotta tighten that drag up a little bit. We gotta do a little bit of hand-to-hand combat. I got 10-pound braid on 20-pound. I got 20-pound braid and 10-pound leader. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. Well, I messed that up. When I went to net him, the hook was sticking out of his mouth weird, and it got stuck in the net, and then I lost it. I gotta try to find my bobber. I don't think it was attached to him. Oh my gosh, what a football. I thought for half a second we might have had a different species of fish, but it's another largie. I want y'all to watch this. Okay, I think y'all are in the right spot. Watch this. Just drop it down and get you one. Oh. Right there, baby. Isn't that crazy? I mean, just right here. Another one. I've seen nothing like this before. Officially, never seen anything like this before. Drop it down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They're off of it. They're back on it. That's insane. All right, take number 7, trying to catch some catfish. We're up here outside from underneath the bridge now. We're tied up here to this log jam and this little floaty deal here. There's all sorts. I think that some of these are shad. They might just be a bunch of the baby buffalo again, all schooled up. But they're getting eaten by fish. There's no doubt. They're getting busted on. I can't tell if it's from catfish, gar, bass, all the above. I'm kind of in the thinking that it's all the above. They're getting messed with, but we're gonna toss this worm out here and see what happens. Kind of out here in the main creek channel, which is a little bit deeper. The sun popped back out. It kind of looks like it's not going to storm anymore, so let's just see what happens. There is a ton of gar out there by my worm. I don't really want to catch the gar. I want to catch the catfish. Got him. We're on. Oh my gosh, it's a gar. It's a gar. It's a gar. He's stuck. Oh no, get unstuck. Oh man. I think he's still there. He's still there. He's all wrapped up in the stick. Oh, he jumped. Oh no, he jumped over it and broke it. Dang. So my camera was dead. I didn't realize it, but I just caught this catfish. First one we're throwing here into the cooler, and I might have figured out what we got to do to get him, and that is do a little bit of worm, him with the combo. Throw a little bit of worm on there. I'm throwing the worm way up on the hook, and then grabbing some minnow. My minnows are kind of dying. This water's pretty hot, so we're going to tip the end of the hook with a minnow. Give us a little combo piece right here. A little combo meal. Toss it back out there. When I had that gar, he got stuck in this log in front of me. I don't see the log, but it's got me feeling a little bit paranoid. So I'm trying to watch out for it. There are so many gar out there surfacing. It's a miracle that I even caught a catfish and not a gar. Especially with this minnow on there. Uh-oh. Come on, be a catfish. Be a catfish. Be a catfish. Feels like a catfish. It's a kitty cat. Yes. Yes. The worm and minnow combo was the secret. He swallowed it. Got us another nice juicy channel cat. I still got my worm. Let's get us another minnow. I put a smaller hook on it. It's kind of bendy. It's not the best catfish hook, but it felt like the more appropriate sized hook. Hey, get out of here, butterfly. I'll put you on the hook too. All right. Got another catfish combo meal. I don't know if my sinker's still on there. I feel like my sinker might have fell off. Not getting that much casting distance anymore. I need the sinker to get my bait down. There we go. So that the gar don't get it. I think it's another catfish. Dude, they're biting the surface of the water now. Boom. Another nice little channel catfish. I got my sinker on there. He's kind of small. He's kind of small. We'll throw him in there anyway. He'll eat. Oh no, they spilt my worms. Man. Oh well. Those catfish spilt all my worms in there. I should have known better. I should put them on the stringer. Back in there, same spot. Again, I don't know what that gar snagged me up on, so I'm just gonna try to horse him out of it. I'm just pretending that there is a bunch of logs, because there is logs everywhere. So all the logs that floated up, like when the water came back up, and because when the water came up and was ripping through this dam, or ripping through this bridge right here, going through the dam, there was a lot of current, so all of the logs are just piled up down there. It's gonna make for one heck of a fishing spot whenever the lake comes back up. Oh my gosh. Oh, bobber gone, bobber gone, bobber going, bobber going. Got him. That's a cat. That's another cat, I think. Don't be a gar. Oh yeah, another nice cat. That's a nice cat there. Nice little scat looking cat. Stay out of the weeds. Oh, that's a good one. Get the net. I got him in the net. If I would have waited just a second longer to look over there, I think my bait would have been gone somewhere. Or I think he would have started taking my pole out in the water. That's our biggest catfish of the day. Probably like a 3.5 pound channel cat. They have absolutely destroyed my cooler in there. I'm gonna put my net right there. Bobber is gone. Fish is on. That's another little channel cat. Another good keeper. Oh, that one sat there in the water quite a bit longer. Ow. I think my minnow flew off on the cast, but I left it out there because I saw the worm was still on the hook. The minnow might have been on there, but had a lot of worm on there. This hook may be light wire and bendy, but it is doing the job and getting them hooked up. I gotta find a worm in here. There we go. All right, another catfish in the box. I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5. That should be good for now. May or may not keep anymore. We'll just see. Hey, we're gonna try to catch one more catfish. We got about 10 minutes we can fish. We got places to go, people to see, things to do today. This has been a really fun trip, and I think we could probably scratch out one more catfish. If I'm the biggest, juiciest worm in here. Oh yeah. Thing is sloppy. It's all mushy and gross. Don't really love that, but it'll be alright. Thread him up the line. We're gonna hook him again. I've seen a couple of catfish surface since I pulled back over here, so I'm feeling pretty optimistic that we can get us one more. That seemed to work. That might be a gar. I hope it's a gar. That's why I didn't want to shallow it up. Oh, might have been a gar, might have been a catfish. Uh-oh. Might be a catfish. That was another gar. All right, so this is what we're rocking with. We've got our catfish that we caught today all cleaned up. I got them trimmed up, got them looking nice, and we are going to add them to this bag of fish fry. I might have to add a little bit more to that, and then we're going to throw them here on the stove and fry them up. I'm excited. Haven't had fried catfish in a while, and those look delicious. So let's go ahead, throw those in the bag, and get to cooking. I swear, guys, we've got the worst lighting on planet Earth in our house, but we're adding our little strips. I do this outside, but it's currently thunderstorming, which is nice considering how hot and dry it has been. Nice to get some rainfall, get a little water in the lake, get the water in the lake filling back up. I think at this point though, whenever it rains, once the lake is, dried up the way it is, it just kind of feeds the plants that are growing in it. It doesn't really add much to the depth. You need some monsoon type storms. We got the catfish. I think that was yeah, that's enough batter. Sometimes I go a little too heavy on the batter and I have excess, but that is perfect. I think I actually used this on some other stuff the other day. So just shaking them around in the bag, not even adding any additional seasoning, just going straight fish fry. Boom. Okay, I think we're ready. Gonna do a little sprinkle test. Yeah, we are ready to go. Boom. You see I cut them up into little strips. Some of these are kind of more nugget, like that's more of a nugget, but I cut most of them into strips just to help them fry up a little more evenly and just so they fit in here a little bit better. This is how I like to eat my catfish. Those catfish fillets are looking extra fire, extra crispy. Let's sprinkle a little bit of more magic dust on them just to get them super situated. Oh yeah. All right, those are actually really hot, so we're gonna let them cool off for just a second and then we're gonna do the taste test, but those turned out just as I envisioned. All right, we're ready. This one here actually kind of looks like a cinnamon twist from Taco Bell. Maybe we should start making or patenting catfish twists, but let's see how it tastes. Should be good. There's not a whole lot better than eating a freshly caught, deep fried catfish fillet. This is so good, just battered up in the Louisiana fish fry, sprinkled with some Slappy Mama. I'm going to definitely sit back and enjoy the rest of this plate. Probably try to figure out something to do for a side. I might just open up like a can of beans or something, I don't know. But anyways, it was a lot of fun getting out there and catching some fish. I wish that the lake was just normal and
fish the way that it used to fish this time of year, but maybe, maybe in a few years we can fish it normally instead of fishing little dried up puddles underneath the bridge. But if y'all enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more. We'll see y'all on the next one. Bye guys.